Howdy, boys. Don't mind me. And this is Trellis. Not much to look at. But it certainly is a humble little fortress.
Move along, Mora.
Who's in charge here?
Vak is the lord of this castle. But if you want to talk to someone responsible here, then you had better go to Thorus. He is a Mora like you. He usually stands.
Your voice cut out.
That is, at the gate on the other side of the moat here. He'll take care of you.
Thorus? Thorus?
Moras are nothing but trouble.
What is Thorus doing here?
He shouldn't even be here.
You!
You again. I can't go anywhere without running into you, can I?
I remember. Your name is Thorus. You're the last person I expected here.
What's it gonna be? Should I make you a slave or kill you on the spot?
Once again, he is nothing like he used to be, and that really saddens me.
I see you're playing gatekeeper again.
Spare me your sarcasm, you bastard. I guarantee you I'm the only human in Murtana who has managed to make orcs obey his orders. If you wreck everything for me again, this time I'll kill you. Got it?
God damn, you're hideous. Let me take a look at you. Is that the Arcania face? Looks terrible. I mean, it's surprisingly high res for this game, but yeah, he just looks terrible. And from a distance, you can't even see his pupils. Just looks like he has white eyes.
You're a commander of the orcs?
That's right. I take care of the outer areas of Trellis. The farms around here must be inspected, and the excavations in the Eastern Temple need to be guarded. The job is hard enough as it is. Now that you're here, I'll really have to watch out.
Relax. Everything will be fine.
Don't ever let me hear you say that again, understand? You wouldn't talk so tough if you ran into those sneaky forest fellows. Let me tell you, if they get their hands on you, they'll make mincemeat out of you.
What sneaky fellows are you talking about?
Some ogres live in the caves out there in the woods. Until recently, they were quite peaceful. But now they're attacking anything that moves in their woods. I wouldn't go out there if I were you.
Can I help you?
I'd prefer it if you just went away again. But since I'm sure you won't do me that favor, you might as well work for me.
The orcs let you, a human, order them around?
You're impressed, huh? The orcs captured the island of Corinus and brought us humans to the mainland in their galleys. We were given the choice to become slaves or fighters for the orcs. I won fights in every arena in Murtana and adopted the orcs' ways as my own. Once you learn to think like an orc, the rest is easy.
Tell me more about the city of Trellis.
Trellis is a strategically important castle of the orcs. We are close to the desert of Varant here. Lots of Hashishin come by here on their way to the Midlands. Nowhere in the Midlands will you find more experienced warriors and more prosperous Hashishin than here.
So, right up your alley.
Right.
What is there to do on the farms?
The farm to the west hasn't been heard from in ages. I sent out a reconnaissance patrol to find out what's wrong, but I haven't heard from them in days either. Go see what's going on out there.
How are the excavations at the Eastern Temple coming along?
The overseer Tempek is constantly demanding new men, and the deliveries are missing. I've had enough of that. Go to the temple and tell Tempek that he must send a delivery.
Thorus, you certainly work for the orcs. Of course I work for the orcs. You should got it by now. Are you sure about it? What is that supposed to mean? I am indeed very sure about it. No connections or contacts to dissidents? What do you actually want from me? Spit it out. A certain orc thinks you are working together with the rebels. This is the stupidest thing I ever heard. Must be a complete moron. Perhaps he just needs a few blows. You don't want to deal blows with him, trust me. Trust you is the last thing I'll ever do again in my entire life. That you advise me not to punish him for this impudence shows you changed yourself. What's the name of this orc? I need some practice with my strong arm. The orc is called Khan and is holding on in the castle of Faring. Are you fucking with me? Show the list to Thorus. There is the proof. I received this list from an orc governor. Your name is on it. Let me see it. Cannot be. It makes no sense. Several people received this list. You might want to keep your guard up in case someone tries to ambush you tonight. You have to clear this matter up for me. I would prefer to go to Ferry and confront Khan in person, but I cannot leave this place. I thought you didn't trust me. I don't, and that is never going to change. If you do this for me, I will compensate you for the trouble. Don't bollock it up. Eliminate the mistake once and for all, and you will receive gold in turn. Surely this is what you want? Surely. I'll see what I can do. Go to Ferry at once. Who knows how many lunatics are lurking outside. Are you afraid? Willing quarrel or arrow shot from the bushes over there would make things very inconvenient. I see. So that's that. Thorus is, apparently Khan does not exactly trust him. But, that's part of the community mod, is our community, the, content mod. As I'm sure you can tell just by the fact that there was no voiceover for it. But, yeah, as far as Thorus goes, he's not a whole lot like he used to be. Just because, once again, they couldn't keep the personalities consistent between the two games. Which is really disappointing. And Thorus, the weirdest thing about him is we left him on such a, like, friendly note. Basically, after we killed Raven, he was sort of optimistic. He was like, yeah, things are going to look up from here. Perhaps you and I will meet again. And I think his exact words were, there's something along the lines of, there will be many doors for you to go through on your journey, and you're bound to find me in one of them. So it was like, almost like he looked forward to seeing us again. And of course, as soon as he sees us here, he's a complete dickhead. And he just wants nothing to do with us, and he's talking about making us a slave or killing us on the spot. So the only thing I can imagine is that things didn't work out too well for him after we, left him in charge of the bandit camp. I just want to find a bed. I don't think there really are any beds here. Because, only orcs live here, and they're all fine sleeping on burlap sacks.
I hope your feet are clean.
Alright, well, actually there is one in the Hashishin camp here.
Be careful what you touch in here, stranger. I will tolerate you in my house only as long as you have gold. I hope you get the point.
I get the point.
Who are you?
I'm a direct emissary from Verat. My name is Kabir. I buy and sell the rare valuables of the desert. I will make you a powerful man, if you can afford it. If your purse is empty, you might as well not waste my time. Every blessing has its price, as does every curse.
Show me your goods.
And he's got some interesting stuff, including the cutlass, which is a very powerful weapon. And actually very cool looking too, but unfortunately... Sorry about that. Unfortunately, we would not be able to wield it.
I will only sell you that once you have proven your word.
So he's got the assorted Hashishin armors, which none of which we can actually use right now. This is the staff I intend to end up using. Its damage in melee is really pitiful, but it's one of very few magic staffs. Or staves, whatever you want to call them. So, it can be... There's a certain property of magic staves which is very powerful, and I want to give it a try because I'm not sure I ever really got it to work right in the past. Armor the Ring of Water. Yeah, since that's crappy armor, we're not going to worry about it. Might as well get rid of it. We have quite a lot of money now, but I'm going to buy this. Yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, yeah. And that's that. We can read some books here.
Uninteresting.
Uninteresting.
I already know that.
I already knew that. Oh well, time for bed. Oh, I missed one. Perhaps this one has some,
I already know that.
Nope. I know there's a room over here, though, with stuff in it.
Halt, Mora. Do you have any healing potions? I need healing potions. Give me all you've got, or I'll pound you, understand?
Don't you have an alchemist here?
No. That's the problem, you wise guy. Were you going to get one for us then?
I'll give you one for now.
That's not enough. I need more.
Why do you warriors have so few healing potions?
That slimy Mora Avogadro was our alchemist, but he disappeared a couple of days ago. They just took off the bastard. No idea where he is, but he had better move his butt back to his lab.
I'll find Avogadro for you.
Not just find Mora. You'll bring him here. Got it?
Whatever you say, dickhead. So, Avogadro actually did not get too far, but we'll worry about him a bit later.
I already know that.
Should be able to learn some alchemy in at least one of these books.
And Enos gave him a part
there's
of
some
his
ancient
divine
knowledge.
power, so that he might curb the doings of Beliar. And the power was fire, and he controlled it as he saw fit.
Now, I've mentioned it before, in the original release of the game, all these books... Dusty chest. Well, I can't really touch it. That guy's watching me. Why is he watching me? I think he's gonna see me if I try to take it. But yeah, in the original release of the game, almost all of the bookshelves in this game could teach you something. And the result of that was you never actually had to go to instructors to learn alchemy or ancient knowledge. Now, of course, the ancient knowledge books all continue the same story about the nomads and them finding Enos and all that. What was interesting that I don't think we're ever going to be able to see again because of how limited the mod has made that is just... Oh. Wow, he doesn't care. He was watching us. But yeah, since you can't since there aren't enough books to complete that story, there used to be a second story that would start once you completed the first one. And I don't really remember anything about that because, once again, you don't get through the whole story anymore.
Here it says something about alchemy.
And I'm just trying to remember what that story was. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe there wasn't actually one, and it would just start the same story over again. But I feel like it was a different one. Make 10 of these for now. We've got enough healing potions for a while. So, one of the things Thorus wanted us to do, well, he didn't actually tell us to do it, but he wanted us to take care of the ogres out here. I got 25 ancient knowledge. 25 learning points. I need to learn transfer disease, then terror, then I can learn summon skeleton. Excellent. Ooh, bloodlust. I'll learn that too. Alright, that's expensive. Well, we learned quite a few good things. We'll keep that there. Bloodlust could be fun. I'm not sure we're ever really going to use that. No. Oh, we're going to use that. I'm not sure we're ever going to use that one, though. Because the cost in mana is too much to compensate for the fact... I mean, we have way too many healing potions. And it's extremely easy to get more. Think you're hot shit? But you're not shit. Now you should burn to death. It's one toasty ogre. And crisp. Ow! Let's see if we can make this bloodlust spell work on these guys. So that'd be kind of cool. Ooh. That is ominous. How close must we get? Ah, it didn't work. Darn. What a waste. Oh, what? Oh, apparently that was enough to do it. We just needed to hit him once. Well, this is awful fun. Yeah, the other one saw me. No matter. I should be able to kill whichever one survives. Just in case so. The good thing is, once again, they seem to be perfectly equal. They're hitting each other. Oh, wow. Well done. That'll do. We leveled up again, so there's another 11 learning points. A heavy chest. More fake morning stars. Oh, yes, please. So I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have the strength. Yeah. Need to invest 20 more points in strength.
Broken.
So I'm not too keen on doing. Unless we can learn permanent potions. In which case we can use Dragon Root to take care of that. We have enough mana. I mean, yeah, I still need to drop on mana potions every once in a while, but I mean, I think we have enough to make up for that. So I don't think I need to invest in any more mana. As we stand now, 460 is quite a lot. Although, what would it take? 300... 420... So if we had 480, that would give us a perfect, number of casts for Fireball, since it costs 30 for the full cast. Having 480 mana, what's that divide by 30? Would be 16 full casts of Fireball, so that would be cool to have.
Those sneaky ogres are guaranteed not to bother anyone ever again.
Good. One less thing to worry about. Here is your pay.
Excellent. Not a bad chunk of change either. Let's try avoiding all these stupid blood flies for now. I don't like them. And this is the farm that we were told about. Seems to be a bit worse for the wear, and quite occupied by orcs, which are probably the team that Thorus said he sent over here. I wonder why these boards here, goddamn fucking lag, they just kind of abruptly end. Like there was meant to be a piece in between these here. In fact, this one looks even worse. What the hell happened here? Oh well, we'll not worry about that.
Watch your step here, or you might erase all traces.
What happened here?
I'd like to know that too. This farm was just fine until a few days ago. There were 4 peasants living here. Now they are all gone. And the farm is completely trashed.
Who could have done that?
Well, if I knew that, I'd be chasing after them now. There's a cave over to the west. I've seen some beasts there. They look mighty dangerous. Maybe they made this mess here.
Maybe.
I could have a look inside the suspicious cave for you.
Do that. You should probably just kill anything that's alive there. But don't get yourself eaten.
That would be a tragedy.
Thorus wants to know why he hasn't heard anything from this farm.
I bet he does. Well, you can see for yourself that there's nobody left here.
Yes. Kaput. I don't think there's supposed to be a second T in his name. I don't think there was to begin with. Chicken? What are you doing in there? Anyway, so this cave here apparently has some mighty dangerous beasts. That is actually true. They're not big. Certainly not the deadliest beasts in the game, but quite hard to deal with. There are also beasts that really have no reason to be here. Yes, saber-toothed tigers. Oh dear. Oh dear. Come on, you still want some? Oh, no you don't. Right in the face. Magic is just so powerful in this game. Unbelievably so. Are there two left or one? Just the one. Should be easy enough to deal with. Yeah, I didn't even need that one, but oh well. Well, that's some saber-toothed tigers dealt with, but they don't seem like they have any means to set a farm on fire. Suppose they could have kicked over a lantern or something. But I doubt it.
Broken.
Damn it. Transform into scavenger, nothing useful. What was that ring, though? 'Twas a ring of magic? Or a ring of health? I do not know. You can see how old he is. Now, I don't really see the purpose of the old alchemist rings, which I guess is why they're all related to a quest. But the fact that they even have a boost to your alchemy skill is kind of pointless, because I don't think that will actually enable you to learn upper level alchemy skills if it puts you just beyond the requirements for it, because it's done artificially, and I think the game accounts for that. If you don't actually have the skill if you don't actually have the attributes as on your character to get those skills, then you cannot compensate for it with the rings or anything that artificially increases your stats.
In the cave to the west, I found nothing but a pride of saber-toothed tigers. They seem to be pretty distraught. I don't think that they made this mess on the farm.
Damn it! And me hoping this wouldn't get too complicated.
Complicated? What do you mean?
Lately, I have seen some rangers roaming about up in the northern woods. I wouldn't be surprised if those bastards were responsible for the devastation here.
You think that rangers could have done this?
Don't underestimate those people. They are a belligerent lot. When they show up in numbers, they can be a serious threat.
What should I do?
Rangers are often led by a druid. Find out if their druid gave the order for this mess here. And if he did, kill him.
Rangers? Druid? Killing peasants? I can hardly imagine. Well, we'll investigate anyway, but I think that orc's just looking for somebody to blame. Just looking for a reason to hate the Rangers. I think he's a little out of his mind. Rangers seek peace. They seek to preserve all of Adnos' creatures. Surely they wouldn't just hop along and kill a bunch of innocent farmers. Hopefully we can avoid the snappers. Snake? We'll have this. Oh dear. And there's a goblin berry right here as well.
Don't you have anything to do?
Yes, picking this up. You're in the way. Alright, well, that's a shit ton of rangers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rangers. No, 9 rangers. I didn't even see this guy. And 1 druid. Nice hat, you motherfucker. Where the hell did you get that? I want it. That is bitchin'.
You're too loud. You're scaring off all the game. I am Torn, Druid and warrior of Adnos, and you are different from the others.
Where do you think you know me from?
You are restless, Decider, without a country. I know that. You are like me. If you are in one place too long, you no longer feel alive.
You are a warrior of Adnos?
See what the beasts of Beliar have done in their avarice? There are very few humans who can live free and without fear. I am the terror that will fall upon the orcs if they dare to attack the woods.
The orcs believe that you destroyed a farm near Trellis.
And they're damn right. I did. Humans like those farmers who work for the orcs only make things worse for everyone. I can't stand by and watch while humans let themselves be enslaved just to extend their miserable existence. Better dead than a lackey of that brood of Beliar. I won't rest until the seed of evil has vanished from our woods.
Now this is something that always had me really intrigued. It's one of very few occasions where Piranha games and their stories have had any kind of moral ambiguity. Because you see, he has a point and he clearly thinks he's in the right. He killed a bunch of farmers who were working for the orcs. He thought he was sparing them from their dishonor, their, their shame, really. And not only that, but he was also denying resources to the orcs to make their lives more difficult, to make them less of a threat. Obviously not substantially less, but without food, they're still not as effective as they would be. But on the other side of the coin, he's a straight-up murderer. And so are all his followers here who assisted him in the raid on that farm. So, and this also leaves you with another thing. If you believe in justice, and your interpretation of justice means he's a murderer and he deserves to be punished for it, you're helping the orcs by killing this druid who is fighting against them. And the orcs are clearly the evil group here. So this has always been a case where I was never really sure in a real life decision what would be the right choice. It's always just left me very uncomfortable. But in this case, if we're just looking at it at a practical viewpoint, he's better off as an ally for the time being. So let's leave him at that.
Teach me to fight like a druid.
I know who you are, Decider, and so I also know that your path is not determined by the gods. How do I know that you won't use the power of the Druid stones against us druids?
Tell me about the druid stones.
They are the sacred stones of Adnos, the source of our being. They are 6 in number, 6 like the number of their masters. In each of them lives the power of an animal. My stone is the stone of the Snapper.
Put me to the test.
Go to Geldern and convince the humans there to fight at your side against the orcs. Then I will teach you druid magic, Decider.
The humans in Geldern trust me. The fire mage Marius helped me.
Good. If that is so, I will give you my druid stone. May the power of the Snapper aid you in the battle against the orcs, Decider.
And you see in that one stroke we just received 15 points of reputation with the Rangers. Once again, they're really not all that important, and in fact, your reputation with them has no purpose whatsoever. It doesn't unlock anything for you, and same thing with the Nomads. Whereas with the other groups, in fact, the Rebels, it doesn't really matter either. The only difference, I think, is, Do they have, like, requirements for buying their armor?
You're all right.
No, they don't. I don't have 100... Oh, yeah. I forgot ancient knowledge is a bit slower to get. I do want that robe, though. I just want to know how he got that fucking deer head on his head. So I want that. Ore arrows. So that's what I got out of that dusty chest with Zardos' books, which, speaking of which, I have to read those. So that's new. Never saw those before. I don't know where that chest came from. I don't remember ever opening that before. Maybe I never actually played this version of the mod. I thought I had. Zardos grew up as an orphan with farmers on the Corinus Island. Later, he lived in a hut in the wood. Nobody knows who his parents were. Zardos became a normal fire magician, went through all the stations from novice to the high-level magician, finished at least a part of his education on the cloister of Innos on the Corinus Island. He also began forbidden researches. Such researches were usual among the fire magicians as long as certain borders were kept. Nevertheless, Zardos studied the old writings of Irdarath and the demons. He understood that the time of the special star constellation got closer. The Beliar's shadowy creatures would overrun the world very soon. To be able to study the demon magic more exactly, Zardos put on a cellar under the cloister which he studied black magic secretly. So, this is saying that he built the library underneath the... he built those chambers underneath the library in the monastery. Discovered the secret of the high consecration of the sword, some Innos' tears, and other useful artifacts. Climbed to the high-level magician and to the main representative of the High Council. He was the most important advisor of the King's Robar 1 and 2. Because he felt a faster and faster power rising in the old Valley of Mines, he thought that Beliar might have seen it on the magic ore. He decided to act. In the year 975, he convinced Robar II to surround the penal colony with a barrier. Zardos was firmly decided to intervene with all his power in the war between the gods. Like the magicians, the king was delighted by the plan. Finally, after so long, there was, again, a common project between the fire and the water magicians. And thus the 11 mightiest magicians departed together with Zardos to establish the barrier. But there were 12. And Zardos was the 13th, wasn't he? I think they buggered that a little bit. But everything was failed during establishing the barrier. Zardos directed and controlled the magic energy. However, the magic ball touched deeply underground to the sleeping archdemon and threatened to kill him. Sleeper increased the barrier from self-defense and enclosed the magicians within. Now the so important for the Empire ore mines were in the hands of the prisoners. Zardos started to anticipate that the miss something had to deal with a mighty demon. Finally, to avoid an open conflict, Zardos withdrew in the tower in the Valley of Mines. There, the dark god Beliar appeared to him in visions and gave him part of his power. Now he recognized the immense dimensions of the god's war. It wasn't about the rule of the known world, nor about power and faith, but about the complete reorganization of the universe. The legions of undead should move about the world and praise his name forever. Zardos was clear that he could allow that to come not so far. So once again, the English is a little wonky there, but that's supposed to be backstory on Zardos and explain how he came to be as powerful as he was, and how he came to understand the nature of the war between Innos and Beliar. I'm just not really sure where they got all that information from, if some of that is just stuff they made up to try and fill in the blanks themselves, or if that's actually from a source somewhere. There's one thing I always wanted to get into, but is probably a load of garbage, is there's a mobile game way back that was a tie-in to Gothic 3, I think just called Gothic 3 The Beginning, in which you played a much younger Zardos. And I'm not really sure where the story of that one ended up to really determine how much it had to do with Gothic 3 and the overall story, since I believe that game was developed, most likely, I'm almost convinced it was developed by some third party who we have no idea who they were, but I believe it was also developed after Piranha Bytes gave up Gothic to Joe Wood. So, again, they would not have probably not have been involved in writing the plot for that. So I can't really be sure. It's one that I was never able to play because I never really, you know, that was really old, and mobile games weren't really what they are today. It was not something I could get my hands on. I know in oh, you little shit. In Forsaken Gods, there's a cave somewhere around here. And I remember it because there was like a weird Hashishun dude chilling in there. I believe it was down here somewhere. I just wonder, because for the most part, Forsaken Gods did not really change the landscape. You little bugger. Eat it. Yeah, it didn't really, damn it, it didn't really change the landscape. So I'm wondering if the cave is actually down here somewhere. Maybe there's just, you know, not really much in it. So I never actually go down here. I never really look down here. Seems that there isn't one here. Maybe they actually added it in right here. There's this weird tower here. Interesting. I never come down here, really. Probably because there's not a whole lot to see. Except a shit ton of lurkers. Come on, you bugger. No, sir. Sure is a waterfall, though. Nothing in it. That was loud and gave me a headache. So that must mean this ends up on the other side. Yeah, so nothing really over here. Up with you. Keeps changing the vista point when I come up here, which is weird. Oh boy! You fucker! Oh god damn it, really? Do something for fuck's sake! Oh my god, I got rid of the fucking poison. Oh, that's irritating. See, that wouldn't have happened if there wasn't some kind of input delay there. Irritating. Well, there's certainly nothing up here worth that kind of trouble. That ability is just way too useful. Alright, well, let's head back to that farm really quick. Actually, I don't think we can go back to the farm and report it just because we haven't actually killed the Druid. But let's find out anyway. Maybe we can at least get some experience points.
Torn the Druid raised this farm and killed all the peasants.
That swine. I thought as much. Good work. Here's some gold for you. I hope you killed Torn for this.
No.
Too bad. Then I will have to see to it myself.
Have you got a message for Thorus?
Tell him not to expect anything from this farm anymore. It's a goner.
It's a very blunt way of putting it, but yes, I suppose it's true. These strange mushrooms, I haven't been picking them up, really. And nobody's really asked me, but yeah, the reason I haven't been picking them up It's because they only have one use in this game. And that is to brew the transform into Shadow Beast potion. Which is not as powerful as it should be for something that only has one purpose. So that kind of disappointed me, because I was collecting those for like entire playthroughs without really ever figuring out what they were for. And by the time I learned, in any of those playthroughs really, by the time, well, that doesn't really make sense, but by the time I learned what they're actually used for, I already knew how to get the Shadow Beast stone, Druid stone. Which, to be honest, if you want to play a peaceful playthrough, it's the only stone you cannot get without killing one of the Druids. Because he's the only one who won't give it to you under any conditions. Which is weird. I don't know if they really meant for it to be that way. It's also interesting because, being the most powerful one, you also have to give it to Grok, the Orc Shaman in Geldern, in order to complete one of his quests. And it's the only one you can give him. I don't know why you can't give him Torrens, for example. He will only take the one of Runak, the Druid of the Shadow Beast.
The farm to the west has been devastated. No one is left alive there.
I knew it. I can only hope that this is an isolated incident. Otherwise, we'll be dependent on the caravans, and that will be expensive for Trellis. Here is your pay.
Thank you. That's another problem, is like, Thorus, his voice actor, it's the same as Gorn's, as I'm sure you've noticed. But not only is he bad at feigning anger, just bad at acting it, but when he does, like, just the more, like, what's the word? The more temperate, like, dialogue, where, like, the ones that don't contain any real emotion, he's just so flat and robotic, and just so hasty about it. That just sounds very awkward. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting tired. I do have to get up early, so we'll leave it at this for now. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later.